I think the answer is both, don't you?
Well,
It was
yeah,
instant, and it's gotten sweeter and deeper and fabulous and as time has gone on. That's my.
You know, my bad habits, drinking out of plastic bottles. Oh. Yeah, I think that on a certain level, Mary Beth and I connected instantly. And that's never gone away. It was just this innate connection. We were just meant to be together and you know, love each other. And it was just natural.
Yeah.
And then the growth part was, you know, we've
known each other for like 30 some gosh darn years. I mean, and what are the odds that you would work with that person for that long like this?
Well,
and
like a
that our story in a marriage with ups and downs and back and around and all that, that's like, you know, I wouldn't say that our stories are real life stories, but that concept is real.
But a long friendship like ours is very much like a marriage. There are ups and downs, and you learn more and more about each other, and some things you don't like and other things you do like, and it creates tension sometimes. And
we're going to talk later privately.
A few fights, but
no, we're going to talk right now because we have more questions that will dive deeper into this.
About that, dive deep, deep dive. Uh-oh.
I think we work very similarly. I mean, well, to some degree, we both give it our all. I would, but the funniest thing is when we weren't working together, you know, Stephen keeps me on my toes as far as like the English language and pronunciation and grammar, and like we'll be running something, he'll go, and you know, I'm kind of half looked at it, and I'm remembering it not exactly as it's written, and he'll be looking at the script going, no, that's not even proper English or something like that. So he keeps me on my toes on the book. But also we have never been afraid to, you know, when we're doing something, to say, you know, if you could actually give it to me kind of like that, that would sort of help me to do that. But, you know, generally we kind of shoot from the hip. And so much of it is memorizing, and then coming together and going over it and finding our rhythm. And then you do all that homework and you do all that. And then when you get out on the set, you have to just trust each other to explore. And I swear, sometimes we just look in each other's eyes and it just becomes more real and not all that homework. And you just have to be a little more spontaneous and just follow the path. It's about, I think, being present in that moment. Did I cover it, Stephen?
Good job.
Did you add anything to that?
Well, Mary Beth is one of the only people that I've worked with who I can totally be myself around. And that's important because the key for me is relaxation.
Yeah. Because you also can't really remember anything if you're not relaxed. Like if I go for an audition, I cannot remember the 6 lines or something, or maybe it's a 1 line. No, I don't know, however many lines it is for an audition. But, and the reason is because I'm nervous. And when on this show, I can memorize 30 pages and it may be all a scramble and crazy and whatever, but then when I get to the scene and I just focus on that one scene and I relax because I'm not nervous, could just kind of flow out. It'll just be there. I can find it.
Yeah, I remember some acting teacher once saying, if you're not nervous, you don't care. And you don't care. If you're, you know.
Well, there's different kinds of nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's different kinds. But we've had a couple in our relationship, but it usually was about, there was one contract thing once. There's been more, it's more of those kind of things, like a business end of something that we have had fights about, but not like I can't think of one of us personally, really.
I think there was one time where you called me out for speaking to you in a manner that you did not like. Oh, right. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was a pretty big one. That was a heavy one.
Yeah.
And you were right. And I had to cop to it, but you were sulking for, I remember it was like days. And I finally had to get you to talk to me, and you told me, and I thought, ooh, that was
well,
bad.
You know what, this is truth, actually. I have heard this. When you have been like a married couple in a relationship for a long time, you oddly get into roles. and you play roles and you don't even know it, and you don't even know, but you interact with each other in that way. And
Yeah.
that's kind of what happened, I think. And we got a chance to break that habit. That
And you take each other for granted too.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. But we got to straighten out. Communication's the key, and I tell my kids that all the time.
Yeah.
Communication. I think, I mean, with Stephen, I mean, I have certainly observed, I don't know if I would have been different, but I've certainly observed him being this loving, sweet grandfather and grandparent, and very attentive and open-minded and all that. And I think that has influenced me.
Sweet. Well, the number one thing I've learned from Marybeth is not to take things too seriously. I always tell people,
you struggle with that.
At work, I tell people, I say, Marybeth keeps me sane because she makes me laugh. She doesn't take it all so seriously. And I mean, I'm always so grateful that I've had a partner like you. Because
Stephen can get a little more spun down into too much. I don't like to think that deep.
Too dark. And
yeah, too dark.
You lighten it up all the time.
I'm light.
Yeah, helps me a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marybeth.
Thank you, honey. I have the answer for that one. Bing, ding. When I had my first baby, he came to my house afterwards, after we came home, and he had a bit of a cold, and he put on a doctor mask, and he sat on the floor.
Mask?
You did.
I was way ahead of our time.
Way ahead of your time. And you sat on the floor, Indian style, holding this little baby, like his head out in front like this, and rocking him and just looking, saying how beautiful he was and how sweet. And then my second pregnancy, actually, I had placenta previa, and I was at work. He drove me to the doctor. Do you remember this, Stephen? He drove me to the doctor and really looked out for me and everything. So I'd say, those things were very, very sweet. There's been many more, but those two really stick out in my mind.
Well, whenever I've had a kind of, if I've had some problem in my family with my children or whatnot, I can talk to Marybeth, and she's always got good advice for me. She listens, and she's always been there for me that way. I can tell her anything. And the other, I remember one time, it was very early when we were on the show, I think maybe a couple years in, and I was trying to quit smoking. And Marybeth,
he coughs on cue,
drove me to this hypnotist. Remember?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, you drove me way out. It was out in bumfuck, who knows where. Oh, I can't say. We can, cut that.
So far away. You drove me so far away.
It was way far away. She drove me all the way on our lunch hour to get me to quit smoking.
I remember that. I don't remember that.
And I swear to God,
you remember smoking.
After the lunch break, we were first up on the set, and something happened, and I hadn't had a cigarette now for a couple hours, and I was such an addict. And something happened on set. I don't know. We were first seen up, and Al Rabin said something. And I just went off. I just went off, as you do when you're trying to quit smoking and you're irritable. And Marybeth was there to calm me down and make everything okay. So you kind of saved me that day. But I did. You told me to have a cigarette. Get a cigarette right now. Go get a cigarette.
Great.
I did.
I need to go to Al-Anon. You know what I do remember though, back in those days. Back in those days, we used to be there all day long, and he was like smoking in the dressing room, and we would go get coffees and like peanut M&Ms, and he'd smoke his cigarettes and have coffee, and we'd eat peanut M&Ms. I mean, times have changed. Times have changed. Gosh, I think I was so much younger then.
A lot of people have seen quite a bit of it, actually. It was, I did share it with people.
One little tidbit I'll throw out of that. I don't know if you remember this, Stephen, but so, Stephen, we're going around the house, and of the ones that I was working on, but we were at my house, and I had the tiniest little Toby mug, the tiniest little face, this beautiful little face. And in this thing, I show him, like, this is my favorite little thing. And it's here in my glasses cupboard. And when my grandson Henry was here at Christmas time, Michael's showing him different things and he opens a cupboard and they're looking at things. And he was in a very throwing stage right then. He like picked it up, looked at it and threw it to the ground. I'm like, and I remembered from that show, like my favorite thing. And now I have just the half, like a Phantom of the Opera. I have just half a face of it and it leans on my kitchen window. But
It broke. It broke.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I remember. But anyway, I think it's been too long to show that show. I'm so much older.
No,
I do
there's
like the
very
MB's
well.
cooking though. Marybeth's Kitchen is cool, and they said we're gonna make more. So whenever we get back, we're gonna make some more of those. And then you have to come cook. What are you gonna make for me? What specialty do you have?
I could make a curry, or I could make turkey chili.
I've never been a curry lover, but maybe you can make me something I would like.
Oh, yeah, I could make you a curry you'd like.
Okay. All right, we're gonna have you. We're gonna have you on MB's Kitchen making a curry. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, probably from that first audition, probably. I mean, from the first time we met. I mean, we were connected, I think. Don't you think?
Well, yeah. I mean, you don't really know until you see, you meet fans out in the, out in the world. You go to a thing and you see how people react to the two of us together. I think that was the first time going to a fan event and seeing how.
Well, yeah, when you know how it's landing. I mean, I know how it's.
Yeah, and then the magazines and people talk about it. I had no idea how big it was in the 80s. I really didn't.
I remember winning they used to have this daytime TV magazine, and we used to always win like, best actor or all these things year after year. And I remember standing there for the photograph, holding the plaque, thinking like, I gotta really appreciate this moment because it's just a blip in time, but we were so busy. And I mean, I was having these little kids. We were working like 6 to 6 every day. But I think we definitely knew it was working. But personally, I always felt it worked.
Yeah.
I always felt connected to you. And I worked with a lot of other people and you rarely feel it.
In those days,
rarely have that.
We worked all day long on the scenes. I mean, we worked it. And we got it to the point where we thought, yeah, this is cooking. We had the time to do that. Now it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. Maybe we should say, you know what we should do, Stephen? Let's answer. I will answer for you and you answer for me. I will say the things that I like about your character. And I can say this because also we were on General Hospital together where you were this other character who I think Patch, the thing that's always been so cool about him, he's like a tough guy, but he's got this so sensitive side. He cries at the drop of a hat or so into his family or so that's what's so nice about your Patch, that he's got bravado, but he is super marshmallowy underneath it all. So that would be what I would say. Okay.
So about your character, about Kayla, what do you like what do I like most about Kayla?
Yeah, just go with that because I don't have any dislikes about yours either. So
Kayla. I can't separate Kayla from Marybeth. I'll tell you what Marybeth doesn't like about playing Kayla. All the doctor speak.
That was the first thing I thought of. I was thinking my answer was going to be the same. I mean, I love being the doctor and the chief of staff. I love that whole thing. I think it's so great. But the one thing I also don't like is doctor lingo. And if there's ever like a orderly or somebody pushing a gurney with me, I always am trying to give them the dialogue. And I just say room 3.
And I also like that Kayla surprises people because she is this sweet, loving person. But when push comes to shove, you don't mess with her.
And I'm like that in real life.
She has those scenes where she's, calling somebody out on the carpet. It is strong. It's fierce. And I love that.
I think it's good. I'm getting better at it. I don't think I was so good at it before. But in my real life too, it takes a lot to get me, but then when you get me, I will bark, but it takes a while. It takes people chipping at me for a while.
For the longest time, you didn't like to play anything angry.
Right. I didn't. Yeah. So I didn't want people not to like me, but now I'm,
you got better at it.
I gotten better. I gotten way better at it. Yeah.
And the other thing is you're always good. You're in the moment and you're always, always good. I never see a false moment from you. I swear to God.
If I had an agent, I'd say call my agent, but I don't have one. Okay. Next question.
I'll call my agent. Hey, you know what, Marybeth?
I'm not so I was gonna say she's so good. I'm not so good, but I'm good. That's, um,
What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't have as many dresses as she has. She's totally into dresses. I don't have as many fit and flare
Thank
dresses.
you, Richard Bloor.
He's the best. Oh, he always makes me look good.
I have a very soft spot
You
and an
do.
affinity for children.
You do.
So does Patch.
You do always.
He loves and protects
But
children to the
the
end.
thing is, you brought that to the character. I was probably never written, but you brought that.
Well, none of that was written in the beginning.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So
got
you
to
brought
cut
it.
a lot of stuff out.
Yeah.
It was great.
Oh, maybe.
I don't remember what happened. Do you
I
remember?
do. I'll tell you. I'll call you later. But no, yeah, I'll tell you guys. It's good. The story actually ends up being really good. The way they, sort of, I won't say wrap it up, but the way that it evolves, the way they evolve, it's good.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have necessarily written it differently. It was nice. But
Yeah,
I'm not a writer. I'm not a writer either, so I don't know.
No, it's been good. It was tough at first, accepting and getting into this whole idea of you being with another man, and it was tough, But Patch wasn't Patch, so it was easier because I was.
And I really felt like in the very beginning when they said I was going to be with Justin, I thought, oh my God, I can't do that because I'm only betrothed to Steve, and I've got to do that my whole life. That's my thing. But then when it was, you did these dastardly things, even though you weren't yourself, but, a person would kind of have to finally, for their own self-esteem, say enough is enough. And she did that. And he was a solid good guy. And he is a good guy. And that everybody puts hashtag adios dimples. I feel bad for him because he is the sweetest guy. We both love Walt.
We both love him, and we both love working with him. And
Greatest guy.
It was a great trio. I think the three of us.
But he said from day one, he goes, I don't know how much chance I have here, but we won't say what happens.
Anybody would say that. Yeah. But
he's it's a tough hill to climb.
But
I think he did a great job.
He did a really good job.
And I love him to pieces.
Yeah. So do I. Waldo. Yeah. I love you, Waldo, if you're watching.
We should get him on here one of these days. We will. We'll get him on one day.
We should get the three of us.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, they used to choreograph. When Shelley Curtis was a producer on the show in the 80s, and when Al was there, and even on GH, when we worked there, the love scenes were choreographed. We kind of made it up, but the directors would actually come in with a plan. You're going to do this. We're going to shoot the hand, and the hand goes up the leg, and a thing. Yeah. And now none of that happens. And
well, the one thing that they always, the thing that they do, they have done, and they still do, is they'll say, kiss left. So that it's whoever maybe the story is focused on, the camera is catching your eyes there. Or if you hug someone, you kind of have to get your head up and towards the camera. That's about as far as the choreography.
They used to light them very specifically and beautifully for the love scenes. The other day you sent a clip from, on Instagram, and I looked at it and I thought, geez, they really let us kiss. I mean, we were kissing for a good, minute or minute and a half.
It might have been a viewer's compilation. I don't know.
No. It was one straight ahead, man. Just kissing.
You guys wonder why I like him. We had this connection. Huh?
Yeah, it was good. Good kiss.
Okay, next question. We're going to blush. Oh, filter. Read out. Okay.
Okay, well, I can answer that in several different ways. As the character, I definitely wanted the patch back, right?
Yeah.
I kind of enjoyed having the two eyes there for a while as Stefano and not having to deal with the thing all the time. It's kind of a hassle. And then do the hair under the thing, and oh my God. So to come out there, get the hair done, get the makeup, and I'm ready. And I just walk out. I don't have to fool around. I don't have to put the patch up to look at my script and put it back down when the cameras roll. Yeah, But as the character, there's no patch without the patch. It's got to stay. Thank you. I just get so in the weeds, don't I? Okay.
So see, people ask us like what makes each other laugh or whatever. You can see nothing. We just think something funny. Yeah.
Doesn't
Okay.
matter.
It doesn't matter.
Anything
Okay. Each other. Who else? Nobody else.
Try to get
We don't need anybody else.
the kids to come with us.
Get our son out of jail because jeepers, jails are like COVID hotspots. Poor Joey. Poor Joey's probably got some serious issues there in prison. We got to get him out of prison.
Oh,
I always want to get him out of prison.
Yeah, he's a different
That's a
person.
hotspot.
now.
Yeah. I just read the other day that there are people in a California jail where they have them on videotape where they're trying to get it from other people so they can get out of there.